Okay, so we are here in the Paine Science Center, named after Stephen Paine, who was the second president of Houghton College. He's actually 29 years old when he became president, so quite a feat for him. But yeah, we are in the Paine Science Center, so if you are a science student, you will be spending a lot of time here, whether it's in the class, interacting with professors, or obviously being in the labs. But we are here on the second floor. Each floor is devoted to a different area of the sciences. So the first floor is physics, the second floor is math, computer science, and engineering. The third floor is biology, and the fourth floor is chemistry. So we are here on the second floor with this, which is math, engineering, and computer science. And this floor just was renovated this past summer, so a lot of new material in here. But we're gonna head into a classroom so I can show you and talk about a little bit of the philosophy of teaching at Houghton. All right, so this is one of our classrooms. As you can see, the chairs are on wheels, the tables are on wheels. So the philosophy that our professors go by, there's a method of teaching that is done by seeing. A better method is done by seeing and hearing, but the best is done by seeing, hearing, and doing. So the tables and chairs are mobile. So if students are learning about something or getting information on Monday and maybe their lab isn't until Friday, the professors have the luxury of being able to move the desks and move the chairs and do a little bit of a showcase of the lab for the students right there on Monday. And then as you can see, there are whiteboards all around, and you've probably been in a situation where you're in a class, professor or teacher calls up one student to work out a problem on the board, and then everybody else is kind of just doing their own thing or working on the problem on their paper, but they don't really get to showcase their own work. Whereas at Houghton, all the students would get up and they would have their own board space to work out a equation or function, and then the professor could go around and critique everybody, and then everyone could work on one problem collectively. And that's really big at Houghton as far as being collective and working on a team and working in a group, because you need help from others. But yeah, the professors in the sciences are really awesome. They are here to teach. One of the, I would say, standout things for professors at Houghton within the sciences is that they are here to teach. There are some opportunities for research, especially in the summer, and we can get to that in a little bit. But the professors here they have a heart for teaching. They want to get students to their highest potential, because a lot of students are going on to professional school, whether it's physical therapy school, med school, graduate school to work on a doctorate degree or some area of research. So they want to make sure that the students are performing at the best of their abilities. Okay, so this is the study space for the math department, and it's a really cool area. Behind me, these are actually whiteboards where students can actually write out different equations, and the professor's offices are right behind you. So if a professor like Dr. Jordan or Dr. Yates can help the student in any way. If they're struggling with an equation, they can come out here and really walk the student through. And there's also a little kitchenette over here, so if students want to have some coffee or tea with their professors, they can do that. But the cool thing about this, it also doubles as our math library. So if a professor isn't in for some reason, you can come in here and find a book and reference that to get some classic help, let's say. Each floor has its own study space. So the physics floor has its own space, biology, chemistry, obviously this floor, but it's also leaning into the collaborative nature of Houghton. So if a student that's a biology major, but they're on a pre-med track, is really struggling with their calculus homework, they can come down to the math floor, and more than likely they're gonna run into a professor, or if it's late, there might be some math students down here that will be able to help that student struggling in the calculus homework and help them out with whatever equation they might be working on, so that, like I said, it leans in more to the collaborative learning, so students feel free to just move about the building. It's not like students are restrictive to their own study space. They're more than welcome to come in these different areas and learn alongside one another. Okay, so we are here in the Paine Science Center again on the fourth floor, which is the chemistry floor, but we are in the Science Honors Lab. Science Honors is an experience for our first year students. So when students are applying, they can have the chance of being invited to interview for the Science Honors program. And one of the really cool things about Science Honors is the fact that students get to do actual research in their first year that they're here. So it's really informative for their remaining time while they're at Houghton and then beyond. But this year's focus is biodiversity. So students are creating an autonomous robot that can go out, collect data, and then the students can then analyze that data that was collected by the robot. So what they were planning on doing this year is going out to the Sonora Desert in Arizona and hitting different points and using their robot that they were working really hard on to go and collect data. And then in this coming year, they normally like to change the program every 3 or 4 years just to keep things fresh, to make it actual science, so students are learning new things along with the professors. But they are working on the new area of study, and keep posted on that. And there should be stuff on the website very soon. Still in here in the Paine Science Center, one of the really unique opportunities that students have here is to do collaborative research with their professors. So all of these posters that you see on this wall indicate research that students have done with professors. Their names go on them. Students are responsible for doing presentations and doing a lot of the research, but they also have a really unique opportunity for the chance to being published as an undergrad. And as you can probably imagine, being published in your undergrad is huge on applications, whether it's to grad schools, professional schools, or going straight into the workforce, because it shows that you've already done a higher level of research. But yeah, this is a really cool opportunity that students have, and it's an opportunity that students in the sciences will have, like I said, to further their learning. And then before we go, I do want to highlight our greenhouse, which is one of my favorite places on campus to go and study. You can go in and just hang out in there, do some studying. It's really great on a cold winter day because it still feels like you're outside, but you're also warm. You don't have to keep your coat on. And there's some really cool things in there. They normally keep some little animals like a turtle. There's been a chameleon in there. So it's really fun to go in there and have a staring contest with a chameleon.